So we have night one. Before we get to night two, let's let's get to my Mount Rushmore that I've asked a couple of, I know you've noticed I've asked a couple of my guests this week on Zaslow Show 2.0, and I think you want to get your thoughts in here. And this
Yeah,
Mount Rush,
I saw the one you did with Chris Van Vliet.
yeah. And by the way, if you miss any of Zaslow Show 2.0 or previous episodes, if it's still real to me, you could always go back wherever you listen to the show, and you can go back and listen. It's very, very easy. So anyway, this came up because a few nights ago, it was halftime of the Heat game. And the game was terrible anyway. But it was halftime of the game. Like, all right, you know what? I'm in a WrestleMania kind of mood. It's WrestleMania week. Let's go back. Let's put on that Peacock network, which I hate because it's really difficult to navigate through. And let's watch WrestleMania 8. I want to watch a little bit of Piper and Bret Hart, watch a little bit of Flair and Macho. It's a really good WrestleMania. Yeah. The main event sucks. It was Sid Justice and Hulk Hogan, and Papa Shango misses his entrance, and Ultimate Warrior returns. The shit main event. But anyway, so the night starts, and the announcing crew, Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. And I mean, what a freaking treat that the two guys. It's nonstop bickering the whole night. 30 seconds in, we get a "would you stop?" I mean, like, it's what a crew. And so I decided, all right, Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. It could be any promotion.
Okay, so I wanted to clarify this, because I think when I was watching the Van Fleet, you said WWE. He did pro wrestling. So
yes. No, let's just do pro wrestling. Yeah, wrestling.
Mine's WWE.
That's mine's WWE too. Yeah. And by the way,
his wasn't, I like Joey Styles. He made great points about Joey Styles. Like,
he had time in WWE though. Joey Styles, he was there for a little bit.
Yeah, but not really as like a play-by-play. People do forget that the ECW days, he did those entire pay-per-views by himself.
Right,
like,
which I think is what Chris said, right?
Yeah, you forget about that. Chris brought that up, so he's not wrong about that. But like, I was thinking WWE, and my list is WWE.
Totally, mine is too. Yeah. So now when I say that, I'm talking about play-by-play guys and the color analysts, meaning I'm not even considering Mean Gene. He's a reporter.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, sure. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, Mean Gene is the greatest, so I just want to put that out there. He's a reporter. I'm not considering Mean Gene.
So not Howard Garfinkel.
Who?
Howard?
Howard Finkel?
I think I said Garfinkel. I meant Finkel.
Simon and Garfinkel? I'm not considering the Fink, who of course is the GOAT ring announcer without question. All right. I mean, how about Howard Finkel's legacy? It's a thing in UFC now. # and new. Like, that's the Fink. That's his legacy. He's the one who started that. I mean, for me, when I was a kid, if I watched a championship match and the championship changed hands, the big moment came when Fink said, "and new." Like that, you had to stick around for that. Anyway, no, we're not talking about ring announcers or reporters. We're talking about play-by-play or analysts. So go ahead. Let me hear your 4.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why Van Fleet, his response popped me was because I think I'm pretty clear here who my number one all time is. I've been pretty clear on this show. I think to me, it's Michael Cole, and it's not even close.
And he mentioned Michael Cole immediately.
Now, he said Michael Cole is one of the most underrated ever. And he's right, because, and his point was, people see him as that gimmicky stuff that he used to do. But Michael Cole, and it's not a ranking Mount Rushmore necessarily.
Nope, it's not.
Some people do it as a ranking, but it's just 4. But Michael Cole was like, to me, Michael Cole's the best ever. I genuinely don't think it's close. Second is Bobby Heenan on the list, not in any order, but Heenan, you can't beat Heenan. It's just, he did it. He did it with Monsoon. He did it with Vince. He did it in WCW. Like, he was just so good for so long on commentary. Now, Jim Ross is on there. Obviously, Jim Ross is on there. My controversial take is he's a little overrated. And here's why.
Is he ruining his legacy?
Well, AEW has ruined him for me a little bit. He's awful in AEW. I mean, like embarrassingly bad. Get him off. He gets names wrong. He's very inappropriate at times. He misgenders. He did that a little early on. Like it was a little weird. He's old. It's not his fault. He's old. He's a little out of touch, but I digress. Part of his now the catchphrases and the reactions. No, he has the best ever. They're some of the best ever. To me, I think Jim Ross though is a little bit a product of the fact that he was the play-by-play for the best era in the history of wrestling. Like there were so many moments for him to have that catchphrase. The difference is Michael Cole makes you feel the scene. Jim Ross reacts to the scene. So like if it's not Stone Cold, he doesn't get to say Stone Cold, but it's because Stone Cold is Stone Cold. Okay. So there's a little bit to me where he's on there because he has all the moments.
All right, so you got three now, right? Okay, you got Michael Cole, Bobby Heenan, Jim Ross. Yeah.
Yes. And then the last one's really hard. I mean, there's so many. Like, I think those three are like indisputable. Like, those are three guys on the WWE Mount Rushmore. For me, it was really I'm still kind of because I have like a list of guys, right? Because like if you just take it in a vacuum in like what they did in their time on the table, I might put Paul Heyman in there.
Okay.
He was so damn good, but it was so short. So it's like body of work is not there, but the work that he did when he was there was him and Jim Ross going back and forth during the invasion stuff. So good. But he didn't do it long enough for me, so I'm going with Gorilla Monsoon. I love Gorilla Monsoon.
I got Jim Ross,
mm-hmm.
Gorilla Monsoon. I mean, it's like so far and away those first two for me. Jim Ross, Gorilla Monsoon. I always lean heavily toward nostalgia, toward when I'm a kid. And I mean, mm-hmm. Gorilla Monsoon was the voice of my childhood with pro wrestling. Bobby Heenan. Like those three are so easy for me. Jim Ross, Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan. And the fourth one for me, I got Jesse Ventura, man. Again, like I lean heavily toward my childhood. Vince and Jesse, Gorilla and Jesse. Jesse was an amazing heel commentator.
Yeah.
Incredible. Pukemania is going to die. Just an incredible heel commentator. He was one of the first also to do the whole, I'm a broadcast journalist. Like, what? You know? The body was so good, man. So those are the four for me. Those are my
I mean, Jesse the Body's on my list of options for the fourth. Vince was on there. People forget Vince was really good.
Yep.
Just you don't remember him because he went on to become the greatest heel in the history of wrestling. But Vince was great. Jerry Lawler, I mean,
I'll tell you what, though.
Even Macho Man was really good. He was all over the place, but Macho Man was really good.
I'll tell you what, like when I was watching, how about Piper for a while?
Listen, the biggest, I guess, disappointment or letdown, I guess, I don't know how you would say it, is Mauro. Mauro should have been one of the best ever. Mauro Ranallo.
Oh, Mauro Ranallo, yeah.
I mean, obviously his situation, he left the company for whatever reason, but he was supposed to be like the predecessor. Like he was supposed to be next. Yeah, he's incredible. He is, by the way, he might be the greatest combat sports commentator in the history of combat sports.
I liked him when he was on WWE. When he did NXT, I liked him.
But he's done it. He did Pride. He does boxing. He does MM. He does Bellator. He did WWE. Like Mauro's been everywhere. People don't probably realize that because he's not always. Didn't do WWE that long. But Mauro is incredible. He still does Bellator.
I'll tell you though, one of the things to think about too when you go and watch those old shows like WrestleMania 8, and I mean Heenan. You want to talk about like super
Saskatoon,
super off-color remarks that would never fly today. I mean, Tito Santana, Bobby Heenan says, that move's called the flying tamale. Yeah. And the next one is the flying burrito. Yeah. And so many comments are super off-color and so inappropriate today. This would never fly.
Yeah.
That kind of, and it's, I mean, some of it is really cringeworthy.
Yeah. But his timing was just so, I mean, he's just so good.
Incredible.
So good. Yeah.
All right, let's get to night 2. And you know what? I know you said, and other people are saying too, night 1 tonight is fire. I'm looking at this card for night 2. It's pretty freaking good. All right. Yeah. But anyway, so you got the women's showcase match. Again, this is not like to be number 1 contender. It's just the same bullshit.
It's just a match.
All right. So Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler.
It's Rousey and Baszler. We don't.
Natalia and Shotzi. Let me give you all the participants.
All right.
And Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. So I was right about Chelsea Green being added, but something's clearly going on with Carmella. Do we know what's up there? Like she's having health issues or something?
No, she was at Hall of Fame.
Well, something's obviously up. I mean, they did a whole like Chelsea and Carmella were buddies, and Sonya, who I love, now got pigeonholed.
I didn't click on the headline. I didn't click on the headline in the dirt sheets, but there's people saying that I don't know if they're saying it or there's rumors that she's got a little backstage heat. Maybe that's something on it.
All right. This is obvious. It's Rousey and Baszler. Like maybe the easiest match on the entire 2-night card, right?
It is. And by the way, can we just recognize the just astronomical fall of Ronda Rousey? I mean, she was like one of the biggest free agents they ever brought in.
She's just right. I was thinking, yes, she's just in a match. It seems, although I think eventually it's going to lead to them being tag champs. But I mean,
which is also not that big of a deal for Ronda Rousey. Like she was supposed to be the big. I mean, she came in. She was introduced almost to the WWE universe by The Rock. Remember that? She was in the crowd, and then The Rock.
That was WrestleMania 31. Yeah,
and then her first match was with Angle against Triple H. And
I was there. McMahon, that was in New Orleans, WrestleMania 34. And it's funny. I was just about to say, I think still to today, that's her best match. Because she was amazing. I remember watching, like, holy shit, I can't believe how good she is. That match was amazing at WrestleMania 34. And just, I don't know, she hasn't progressed the way that I think a lot of people thought she would.
And we've also talked about this. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a person who has alienated 2 fan bases.
Yeah, it's weird.
More than what she has done with her post.
I don't know why she has to do that bullshit where she's constantly I mean, I don't know, it's a kayfabe, is it not? But where she's constantly got to insult what's going on in pro wrestling. I don't get it.
But like UFC fans don't like her anymore. She left the sport.
Oh, the way she left was awful.
She left terribly. She doesn't ever go back. She doesn't ever reference MMA. Like there's nothing, even though she helped build the company. Like the company is not where it is without her, but she left the sport. And now, like she had the comment the other day where she said like, and again, who knows if it's kayfabe, but she said the shit about like, if it wasn't for a bunch of octogenarians writing scripts that they think is right, me and Liv could have done a lot more.
But kayfabe can't be referencing scripts, you know?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like it. I do hope that we're headed in direction of like Rousey, Shayna, SummerSlam.
Yeah, that'll be a great match.
That would be awesome.
And it's a good story. Like Rousey's bad at the storytelling part of this whole thing.
Yep.
And there's a built-in story there.
Shayna is so good. Like Shayna deserves so much better.
Yeah.
And I have to believe with Triple H running the show that he knows that.
Yes.
Yes. So I hope that's where we're going. Okay. Hell in a Cell. Edge, Finn Balor. I was hoping, and it seems this is the case, they're bringing back the old cell. The original one with the cage looks like it's gray. It's the regular fence links instead of the red bullshit. So I like that. They're bringing back the old school Hell in a Cell. I think this match is going to be a lot of fun, obviously, and I think Finn wins. I think Finn gets the win.
I do too. It's important. I think he has to win. He's similar like with him and Rollins, right? Like when was the last time Finn won a huge match? It's been a while, right? Like he needs something.
Now my one. So there's a couple things that we could look forward to for this, right? There are rumblings that we're going to get Brood Edge, which would be amazing.
He's sort of implied it, hasn't he? He's sort of like implied that he's going to be.
And he's come back as Brood Edge like a year and a half ago. He did it, and that would be awesome. Like if you're going to do it, WrestleMania, let's do a whole grand entrance. Let's do Brood Edge. Let me ask you, is there any scenario where we get Gangrel?
Well, I was going to ask you. So, did you see he posted on Instagram? So, again, Gangrel, old school, understands the business.
I know where you're going. Yep.
He posted on Instagram implying that he's leaving LA.
Yep. I think it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I think Gangrel knows what's up. I think he's old school, And I think Gangrel's trying to get you off his
Sorry,
scent.
off the scent. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I totally agree.
I'm with it. I'm good with it.
Now, the one part that I don't
What's
like
he gonna is he gonna drink the blood and spray it in one of the Judgment Day's eyes?
I think it's just about bringing Edge down to the ring, But the one thing that I don't like that they did here, even though we know and we would have had a good hunch anyway that it's going to be Demon Finn Balor, I wish they didn't give it away. I wish that we were waiting for the entrance, like, be the demon, and then he comes out as the demon. They gave it away. Yeah, I wish they didn't give it away.
Yeah, giving it away doesn't really sell more tickets.
I wish they didn't. Totally.
Get more people to watch, right?
Totally.
Like,
I wish they didn't give it away. Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah,
so that kind of bums me out that they gave that away. All right,
but I still think it's Finn. I think it has to be Finn.
I think so too. Brock Lesnar, Omos. I think this match is going to be fun. It's going to be a 5-minute house fight. I already told you, Brock Lesnar's magic. I trust everything that Brock Lesnar's in, and we're going into the match saying, okay, is Brock going to be able to take him to Suplex City? It's an attraction type match, and I'm into it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm actually looking forward to this just as much as a lot of the matches on this card. I think it's going to be really fun, and I actually don't know who's going to win.
I think Omos can win.
I think if Omos wins, it tells you a lot about where the future lies for Brock.
I agree.
Yeah. If he loses, he's probably not going to be around much longer. Like, I can't see him losing at Mania to Omos and then like wanting to be like. I think that'll tell us a lot about the future for him.
Look, Brock's been putting guys over.
I don't really have a pick. Like, I'm going to go with Brock just because I just don't see. It's just like it's hard for me to imagine Brock losing to Omos at WrestleMania. But I could. I wouldn't be overly shocked, but I think it's Brock. I think Brock wins.
WrestleMania 35, Brock lost to Drew McIntyre. WrestleMania
Drew McIntyre.
Okay. WrestleMania 36, Brock lost to Seth Rollins.
It's Seth Rollins.
WrestleMania 38, he lost to Roman Reigns. What did he fight in 37? 37, I was there. Did he have a match? He must have had a match.
I don't remember. I'll look it up.
37.
But
and this year, Brock loses a lot at WrestleMania is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that Brock isn't there to do the business. Brock will do the business. It's Omos. It's not one of those guys. It's like, I don't know. It just seems, unless there's like a huge plan for Omos. Like, the question is, what is the plan? Because if you're going to have him beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, they must have some type of plan for him. But how much can you do with Omos? How far can you take this guy? I guess I don't really know. But yeah, that's the guys you named are Hall of Famers. Or I don't know about Drew, but the other guys, right? I mean, Drew might, when it's all said and done, who knows? But those guys, he lost to Hall of Famers at WrestleMania. He didn't lose to Omos. So
Intercontinental Championship, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. I already told you I can make a case.
Brock was not at 37.
Oh, so there you go. So he hasn't won at WrestleMania since beating Roman at 34.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. I can make a case for all three of these guys. I think the least likely one, though, is Drew McIntyre.
I agree.
I do believe that Gunther retains. I
do too. I've been back and forth on this. I've been trying to talk myself into Sheamus winning and then Gunther going into the title picture. I don't think it's going to happen yet. I think Gunther's going to be Intercontinental champ for a long time.
Yeah, and I think
longer. I mean, he's already the third long. I think he's already the third longest, right? So I think maybe he breaks the record.
Who's number one? Is it Miz?
No, it's
still Honky Tonk.
It's Honky Tonk, and then
the Miz.
No, it's not Miz. I think it's Is it Macho Man? Hold on. It's not. It's a Hall of Famer. It's not Miz.
Really? Okay.
Someone was talking about it. I was listening to a podcast that
not perfect.
No, it's Honky Tonk.
I love it that Honky Tonk is still the longest. It's amazing. That's so good.
I'll find it.
Can it be Ultimate Warrior? Ultimate Warrior had it for over a year.
No. God, why am I blanking? I thought it was Macho Man.
Nah, I don't think Macho didn't even have it for a year. He lost it at 3. He wasn't the
Honky Tonk Man. Too. Well, according to this list, Honky Tonk Man, Pedro Morales, and then Macho Man.
Wow. Okay, so Macho's third.
And then I guess now Gunther. So
it's awesome.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. The women's championship match: Bianca Belair, Asuka, Love what they've done with Asuka. I love it that she's not dancing around anymore. This match, I think, is going to be great. I think most people are picking Asuka. I think it's Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair has not had any kind of momentum in a long time, which a lot of people would say, yeah, that's why she's going to lose. I think it's the opposite. I think beating Asuka at WrestleMania gets her back a lot of momentum. I think Bianca retains.
So I have, and we can go through it real quick in a little bit, but I have my my top 5 list of people I want to see return or debut this weekend or Monday. Do you want me to give one away here?
Let's just do all 5 right now, but heading into the main event match. Let's just give it to me now.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Well, okay, so I'll give you one because one of them directly relates to this match.
Okay.
Because this is what I want to see. I want to see Asuka win, and then I want to see Kyrie show up.
Yeah, that'd be cool as hell. Yeah,
that'd
be cool. That'd be really cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but that'd be really cool.
There's no reason why it wouldn't. I mean, Kyrie,
she's free agent.
She's a free agent, and she has said in interview. I mean, she's mentioned WWE and AEW people, but she has mentioned how she wants to be stateside, wrestle people here. You know, Triple H. She was one of the best NXT champions they had under Triple H. It would be a great story. It would be great.
If Bayley were to wind up having a singles run and Damage Control were to kind of break away, you could see Kyrie and Io Sky getting back together.
Yeah, or fighting. She mentioned Io as someone she wants to fight. So she's one of my top 5 returns I want to see.
Who are the others you want to see this weekend, including Monday night? Go ahead.
Okay. 2 of them off the top, 5 and 4 in ranking order are sort of seem to be foregone conclusions. That's why I didn't rank them as high. Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm. Randy Orton's the guy that I want to return this weekend, but I think it's going to be Monday.
Yeah, but they supposedly all the internet sleuths that are tracking airplanes say that Randy Orton's in LA. So.
And I especially think if Cody wins, Randy's a pretty damn good challenger right there for the title. That's a great story.
Yeah. Number 4 would be Jay White, which seems more and more like a foregone. Like people, it just seems.
I don't think that's a WrestleMania thing, though. Maybe that's a Raw after Mania.
No, I'm talking about Raw WrestleMania or Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
Number 3, Matt Cardona.
Okay.
I think if Cardona shows up in WWE, he could be a massive babyface. Like not as big as Cody, but I think he could be pretty huge in the way he currently is.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie was number 2 for me.
Okay.
And then number 1, Big E. Whether he wrestles or not, I just
doesn't he have to have an appearance? It's such a that's a no-brainer. Yeah. Is for Big E.
I was watching.
New Day's doing nothing. New Day's doing nothing this weekend. It's such a no-brainer.
Wait, hold on. Are they doing nothing? Are they? Or is the New Day doing a match with the Cinnamojis in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match? Are they?
Big E returning this weekend is such an easy move.
Zaz, I'm not joking.
I know you're not joking.
They put a video out of the New Day training the Cinnamojis in Lucha Libre or whatever.
Let me ask you something.
That might happen. That's a match that's going to happen.
Let me ask you before we get to the main event.
Well, there's one other match we need to talk about too.
The main event.
The Bobby Lashley Open Challenge. He put out an open challenge for this weekend.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he put out a video. He said, whoever wants it, you can't have WrestleMania.
Whoever wants it can get it?
Yeah. He said, come get these hams. No.
Speaking of that, let me tell you, I love a battle royal. All right. Yeah. That Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal last night was awesome. It was awesome. Good. It was a great battle royal.
But by the way, I mean, it's not their fault. I guess they don't know that. I guess they can see this coming. LA Knight is so over that when he got eliminated, it kind of took the air out of the rest of the match.
The best part of the match for me, and look, they know this. They hear it. Triple H knows this. That crowd was so hot for LA Knight. So hot for him when he was in the Final Four. Every move he was making, anytime it looked like he was about to get eliminated. And then, of course, when he did, that crowd was hot as hell for LA Knight. And they obviously noticed that. So I thought that was a great thing last night.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope that this open challenge is not LA Knight getting squashed by Bobby Lashley, because that would be a bad situation.
How about just, maybe it's an injury. I don't know what the hell it is, but how about just zero mention of the Bray Wyatt storyline? Vanishing like a fart in the wind.
I kind of fear that this open challenge is going to be answered by either Uncle Howdy or Bray.
Well, I hope so. Can you give me some type of conclusion to the story?
Yeah.
Like, give me nothing. Come on, don't treat me like I'm stupid. I know this was a thing and now it's gone. Anyway, lastly, before I get to the main event here, do we see Vince on television this weekend? He's never not been on camera for WrestleMania.
I don't think so. Well, okay, I guess in that respect, maybe like a backstage thing.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see it.
I think so.
It's weird. It's a weird situation, man. It's just a weird situation. I don't know. But I guess you could. He's there. They've been making a big deal about how he's out there, but I don't.
I think we see him. I don't think there's a segment necessarily, but I think we see him.
I wonder what you saw. Nick Khan was on First Take, and he's been doing interviews and stuff. And he said there's going to be a ton of surprises this weekend. What could that?
I don't know. I'm going to be surprised. I don't know what it is. I love it.
An extra song by Snoop Dogg.
I love it. And now there are no performances this year, right?
There's 3, I think.
Who the fuck is performing?
Well, there's a rumor that Lil Uzi Vert is going to be performing.
Who?
He's a rapper or whatever he is. I think Snoop's on the poster. So,
okay, wow, I didn't know that.
And then I think there's another one, but I think there's at least 2 or 3 performances.
You're telling me Elias is not going to perform?
Well, maybe that'll be.
You got to have Elias and Rick Boogs perform. What are we doing?
You got to have Boogs.
Yeah, Boogs is over, man. Elias and Rick Boogs, come on.
Boogs is so good.
Let's go. All right, finally here. Undisputed championship. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. I do not believe that Cody is a lock. All right. The bloodline is the greatest thing in wrestling right now. Roman Reigns is one of the biggest stars of all time. It's not like, hey, you know what we should do? We should take the belt off of our massive moneymaker. So, I don't think it's a lock that Cody Rhodes wins, but it does feel like, and especially with Cody winning the Royal Rumble, sometimes the thing that you think is happening, it's happening. And so I do believe Cody wins.
I do too. I think if Cody loses, I don't know where we go from here with Cody, which is not a bad thing. I mean, he could do whatever. He's so good. We know where Roman goes if he loses. Like the story's set, right?
It's his family.
Well, or just like the dissension within the bloodline and what happens next. He has a built-in story, whether he wins or loses. It's the bloodline. It's like what happens next to the bloodline. Cody, it's like, all right, he lost. Now what is he? Just fight Gunther maybe because they had the Royal Rumble. I don't know, but it's just I think it's Cody. There's so much you can do with him as a face champion. Yep. Roman probably deserves some time off. I mean, the guy's. I know he's not
time off. He doesn't work house shows. He works 1 day a week. What do you mean time off?
I know, but the guy's been champion for 3 years. I mean, being champion is not just showing up to the shows, right? You got to do all the other.
Why is private everywhere?
Oh God! All right, I mean, listen. I know I shouldn't have sympathy for the multi-million-dollar world champion, but he's probably going to take some time off. The guy came back from having leukemia and then became one of the greatest wrestlers ever. So I'll give him some time off. I think it's Cody.
Shit's gonna be good though. The whole thing's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. Are you watching? Now people are listening to this right now. It's probably already happened, but are you dialed into Stand and Deliver? Are you watching NXT?
I was gonna ask you, and I'm
gonna watch him.
I know this is gonna come off like dickish, but I guess I'll preface this by saying I have clinical anxiety. I've taken medicine for it. Mm-hmm. Is Roxanne Perez going to overcome her anxiety and win the ladder match?
Is that also Hangman Page's thing? Isn't he the anxious guy?
I don't know, man. It's just that's where we went with all of this. She fainted in the ring. I mean, that's where. Also, I would like to point out that I first saw the clip from NXT of her and Shawn Michaels backstage without any sound.
Me too. I was watching without sound.
I thought I was watching a porn.
It looked like a soap opera for sure.
It looked like the beginning of maybe 1 or 2 adult videos that I've seen. It was
you thought Shawn Michaels was about to say, I'll tell you exactly how you get back in this ring.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you need to do.
Roxanne Perez is 21 and she looks 18. Mm-hmm. And Shawn Michaels looks like a lot of guys that they don't show their faces in those movies. I was just like, what is happening here? And the acting was about as good as an adult film. But I couldn't believe that was where they went. Like, I got to win my title for all the people with anxiety. I get it. Trust me, I know more than a lot of people. So
what is the main event on Stand and Deliver today?
It's Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker.
No, but I mean for the women. Like, what's the championship for the women? Like, is it vacant?
It's a ladder match. It's a ladder match
with five of them.
Yeah.
Including Roxanne.
Yeah.
Okay. We're all rooting for Indy, right? Obviously.
I guess. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I will say the North American title match is probably going to be nuts. Like, absolutely insane.
How about, what's a weird thing?
And Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano is going to be really good too.
You know what's a weird thing? The show is 10 a.m. local time.
Well, no. Well, oh, yeah. Over there. Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird. But
I
guess.
Like it's the morning right now. We'd be arriving to Crypto.com Arena right now to watch WWE pay-per-view. That's weird, man. I'm trying to get breakfast.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's weird.
It is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, man.
By the way, just shout out, or I guess not shout out, thoughts to last night was Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor. Man, the top flight guys, no luck. I don't know if you saw that. But
did one of them get hurt? Did the brother get hurt again? He's always hurt.
No, Dante got hurt.
Really?
He snapped his ankle.
Like
it was one of those
like Sid Vicious style in the ring.
Like it was a Canadian destroyer off a ladder outside the ring. It was. I know. I talk about
some of these moves are too much.
That's what I'm saying. I talk about this, right? Like it's at a certain point, it's like. A chop is just as effective as flipping outside of a ring onto a ladder.
I'm with you, man.
It's just like
it's too
and
much.
By the way,
sometimes.
I don't know if you saw Bret Hart. Bret Hart did an interview and he's like, I can't watch wrestling anymore.
Wrestling's changed, but like I hear what he's saying.
He's like, at a certain point, you got 20 guys standing outside of a ring waiting for someone to dive onto them. It's like that's not wrestling. And I see his point. And that's a different situation. But man, so now. The one brother had the car accident. He was out forever. Now the other brother snaps his ankle. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, shitty. But, man, it sucks. But I will say, how about this? And then last thing on Ring of Honor. Mark Briscoe fought Samoa Joe. So Mark Briscoe will no longer fight tag matches.
I saw that. I think it's cool.
Yeah, only singles matches.
Or
like
trios.
Three-man tag.
Whatever. Even though that's technically tags, but that's okay.
Mark Briscoe in the post-fight said, it says, Jay's having a better night than me. I fought Samoa Joe. He's up there fighting Eddie Guerrero. I was like, man, that guy, I don't know if you've listened to his interviews. Mark Briscoe is an entertaining dude.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said that because I am very in on whatever he's doing. Like I think he's great.
Yeah, he's fun. But I don't really know much about what else happened on the show. I just saw those two things, but I feel bad for those top flight guys because they can't catch a break. But I guess that's the risk you take when you do what they do.
Look, when your name is Top Flight,
sure,
you're taking some risks.
Yep.
This will be a really great weekend. Appreciate everybody who's listening to our WrestleMania preview show here. Joey, why don't you tell all of your listeners and all of your fans that you'll talk to them next week?
All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week. I think what did we decide, Zaz? We're going to do a Monday.
We should
after
either Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, one or the other.
But we're gonna instead of doing the standard like Mania reaction, we're gonna wait till after.
No, let's include Raw after Mania. Yeah,
we're gonna include Raw after Mania because it's basically linked.
So we'll probably pump something out on Tuesday, including all 3 days. Is probably what we'll do.
Yeah, it's good because we, if we do the regular reaction, then we don't get to react to the returns and there will be that stuff. So all right, cool. Well, then I'll see you all on Tuesday.
Hey, thanks everybody for listening. Enjoy WrestleMania.